not too many people consider me a mother because my child isn't living. That's the fact of the matter. So what am I? Hey y'all, so I wanted to talk to you guys about something real quick. I know that I have talked about before, me and my husband have talked about before, how we dealt with that miscarriage last year and everything, and it's been an extremely painful, but you know, also an extremely faithful process trying to mourn the loss of our child, and the grieving process has just been all over the place, bunch of ups and downs. It's like a roller coaster. So I actually found out the other day that October is Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month, and I didn't know about this last year, or at least I don't think I did. And now hearing about this is just like, it actually is kind of really awesome to me, because I was literally just talking to hubby the other day about how, you know, miscarriages and things like that are things that people don't really talk about. It's this really taboo subject, makes people feel awkward, feel weird. And I mean, it makes sense. If I hadn't have been through it myself, I would feel the same way. But it is something that people go through, and it's something that anybody around you could have gone through. You can talk to someone, a woman, or even a man, just a couple in general, and they'll say, oh yeah, we experienced, you know, this, or we experienced that. And it's like, a lot of the time you can be around somebody for years and years and years and years and never know that about them until you ask, or until something like this comes up, or, you know, situations like that. And the fact of the matter is that it's a very serious and actually very important topic to discuss, because then when somebody around you does end up going through it, then they're confused, they're thinking it's just them and stuff like that. Because when we first went through our miscarriage, I was confused and I was just lost, and we couldn't really grasp the fact that this could happen to us, you know. It didn't even occur to us that miscarriage was a thing. That, I mean, we knew that it was a thing, but you never think it's going to happen to you until it happens to you. And then when it does happen, it's such a taboo topic that you're afraid to talk about it with people, or, you know, you don't want to bring it up or make people feel awkward, or it's such a weird topic. And so that's why things like Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month are so important. Not because, of course it's important because we're remembering our children, remembering the children that we lost, but it's also extremely important because we're bringing awareness to a topic that many people need to go ahead and start discussing. There are so many women and so many couples out there who are afraid to talk about their child loss. I talk about losing my child, I mean, not a lot, but not a little, because it was a very big moment of my life, and it was one of the saddest moments of my life. It was one of the saddest periods of my life, and I've been extremely open about it, but there's still people who don't know, or people who haven't heard. And, you know, hopefully later on this month, since it's going to be the whole month of October, hubby and I are going to post a video and just tell our story for the people who haven't heard it yet. But the fact of the matter is that by that logic, there are people around you that may have gone through this you didn't even know. Statistically, they say 1 in 4 women have children who have not made it to their first birthday, meaning that they miscarried, they passed away in the womb, or outside of the womb, but within that 1 year time period. That's 1 in 4 women, meaning go out to dinner with 4 of your best girlfriends and 1 of you have been through that. Go out to dinner with 8 of you and your best girlfriends, or I guess 7, because that would equal 8, and 2 of you have gone through it. Blows my mind. And, you know, it's probably not going to be just like that, you know, but statistically it's 1 in 4. And that is just mind-blowing to me, because you don't realize how common it is. When it first happened to me, I thought I was 1 in like 16, 1 in like 20, and then you hear numbers like 1 in 4. you know how many people I know? You know how many people came to my wedding? And it's like thinking that those many people have been affected by this or have gone through this and felt alone. It hurts my heart, honestly. And that's why this is important. So anyway, let me not get ahead of myself. Let me explain to you all what exactly Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month is. So basically, Ronald Reagan, you know, he used to be the president, he actually declared October as this month. Sorry, y'all, my notifications. Y'all keep messaging me. I'm like, anyway, so basically, back in 1988, Ronald Reagan declared October to be Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. And he did it saying this is what he said about it, and his reasoning for doing so, and why this is such an important month. So I'm gonna kind of read a direct quote from him about Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. So he said, when a child loses his parent, they are called an orphan. When a spouse loses her or his partner, they are called a widow or widower. When parents lose their child, there isn't a word to describe them. This month recognizes the loss so many parents experience across the United States and around the world. It is also meant to inform and provide resources for parents who have lost children due to miscarriage, ectopic pregnancy, molar pregnancy, stillbirths, birth defects, SIDS, and other causes. Now, therefore, I, Ronald Reagan, President of the United States of America, do hereby proclaim the month of October as Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. I call upon the people of the United States to observe this month with appropriate programs, ceremonies, and activities. So basically, Ronald Reagan was the one who went ahead and coined this month as what it is, because he realized that when you lose a child, it's true. What can you call? What are you called? They have widowers, they have orphans, but what do you call somebody who's lost a child? You know, not too many people consider me a mother because my child isn't living. That's the fact of the matter. So what am I? Just a wife? Just a woman who lost her child? There isn't a word to describe someone who has gone through the grief and heartache and pain of losing a child, whether it be in the uterus, whether it be in the womb still, or whether it be out of the womb, whether it be within that first year, whether it be outside of that first year. That's why this month was created. Well, not created, but that's why this month was coined as Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month, because it gives us a voice, and that's what I really like about it, because finally people have a chance to come forward. And if you look, just looking on Instagram, maybe it's just the communities that I'm in, the Trying to Conceive community, but there are a bunch of people posting their stories, talking about their testimonies, and that is beautiful to me. Honestly, we can share our testimonies any other day of the year. We can bring awareness any other day of the year. We can bring love and give love and support and care for each other any other day of the year. But just seeing how many women, how many couples have the courage to come public and openly and share their story, it is beautiful to me. And to see how many people come and support them, people who may not have been through this or even understood it before, who are now informed and educated and can love and support those around them who have gone through this, that is beautiful to me. Even if just for 1 month of the year you can say your child's name out loud, and that is beautiful to me. Sorry. It is awareness, and it is remembrance. Remembering the children who have been lost. For a lot of parents, it is hard to forget them. For most parents, it is very hard to forget them. So that's what this month is about. Bringing awareness and remembering and supporting and loving and reminding each other that God is with us, God is with our children, God is protecting and loving our children up in heaven, and He is watching down on us here on earth and trying to offer us all of the love and support in the world, and encouraging each other to accept it. So I encourage you, each and every one of you, if you have lost a child, I offer you all of the love in the world, and I encourage you to seek God and to accept Him into your life, because in all honesty, I know that it is hard. It is hard to believe in a God who would take away your child. But what you also need to understand is that God loves them just as much as you do. Maybe even more. And God has a plan for them. And God is taking care of them up in heaven. So I encourage you not to give up on or to turn your back on God. If it weren't for God, I wouldn't have made it through losing my child. I wouldn't have. But He loved me, and He was there for me, even though I turned my back on Him sometimes, even though I ignored Him sometimes. He waited, and He kept loving me, and He didn't give up on me, and He got me through this, and He is getting me through it each and every day. So don't give up on God, because He will not give up on you. The Bible says, "Come to me, all you who are weary." Not just weary physically, but weary in your spirit, weary in your heart. Tired of crying, tired of mourning, tired of hurting, weary. Come to Him. And for those of you who haven't lost a child, for those of you who know somebody who has, or who don't know somebody who has, I encourage you to look around again, because you might know somebody who has. And I encourage you to offer them as much love and support and kindness as you can. Just be patient with them. Keep on loving them. Keep on encouraging them. It is a hard process, and it is confusing, not only for you, but it's confusing for them too, I can assure you. And so I just ask and I just encourage you to show them as much grace as possible. Love and support each other, those who have lost and those who haven't. That's what this month is about. Bringing unity, helping us all to love and support each other in the best way possible, in the best as we can. So I'm probably going to be posting a bunch of videos this month, because this is a topic that is very near and dear to my heart. So expect a bunch of videos. Anyway, expect a bunch of videos, probably not just on Fertility Friday, because this is a big thing. So I'm going to be posting a bunch of stuff. Like I said, Lord willing, hubby and I are hoping to come together and make a video just talking about our story, because we have talked about it before, but like I said, I think there's a lot of people who have missed it, so we want to go ahead and try to get that done. And then also just some other things that I wanted to talk to you all about in recognition of Pregnancy and Infant Loss Remembrance Month and Awareness Month. So just make sure that you keep on the lookout. Make sure that you click on that subscribe button so that you can get notified of new posts, and make sure that you click on that. There's a little bell that you can click on. It's supposed to be next to the subscribe button. You can click on that to get notifications. What? So click on it. What the devil? Why didn't anybody tell me about this? Click on that button so that you can get notifications, so that the next time I post another video, you can get notified of it, especially as I'm posting more and more about Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. Also, listen, I am a laughing person. I am a joyful person. You know, God has filled me with a spirit of peace and with a spirit of joy, and that's just who I am. So I'm not being insensitive. I'm not trying to be insensitive or, mean or anything, but I'm probably not gonna just be somber during all these videos and during talking about all this stuff. And you have to understand that I have been through this. I have lost a child, and I have been through the grieving, and I still grieve sometimes, especially during times like this. Next month my child would have been 1 year old. So yes, I do still grieve, but I've also learned how to still smile. So if y'all see me laughing and joking around, I mean, that's who I am. And I don't mean to offend anybody, just like I know that nobody means to offend me. So I just ask you all to show me some grace as well, as we're all a work in progress, and I'm just trying to bring as much hope and as much joy into a very negative and a very painful situation as possible. And I want to show people that you don't have to feel bad about continuing to live your life after you've lost your child. You don't have to feel bad about laughing. You don't have to feel bad about being happy and smiling and doing things that you love and doing things that bring you joy. You don't have to feel bad. I want to let you know that right now, because I felt bad for a long time about living a life when my child did not get the same privilege. But you don't have to feel bad about that, because guess what? You are still here for a reason. Each and every day that God has blessed you with life, it is for a reason and it is for a purpose. So that's why I'm so happy. That's why I'm so joyful. That's why I'm so laughing, because I want to encourage people to have joy and to be happy having joy and to not feel ashamed of your joy. This is a very painful situation, a very painful topic, but one of the greatest ways to support and encourage and bring awareness to the topic is by showing that there is hope in the midst of all of the pain. There is a rainbow in the midst of the storm. The sun does come up in the middle of the rain and in the middle of the storm. God is there in the middle of your pain. Oh, just wanted to put that out there, just in case anybody was feeling offended. Definitely not any of my intention, but I definitely just want to try to make people smile, because there was a long time when I didn't smile, especially after I lost my child. The last thing I wanted to do was smile. So I know how that feels. But I just want to encourage you all and just show you that love and support. Okay? So, like I said, just make sure that y'all keep out on the lookout for the next videos in this, I guess we can call it a series for Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. Make sure that you're on the lookout. Click on that bell down there. Click on that subscribe button. Click on that like button. Click on that share button. Click on all the buttons. Click on that comment button. Click on all the buttons. And just remember that God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. In the midst of our pain, in the midst of our grief, in the midst of our mourning, God is still good, and God is still God. Don't give up on God, because He won't give up on you. He is able. I don't know if y'all know that song. It's a great song, by the way, but yes. So also, if you are somebody who has lost a child, who is grieving, who is mourning, and who is just going through, and you need somebody to talk to, always feel free. Comment below. You can also send me an email. I'll try to put my email in the description, or maybe I'll try to put it below me, like right here. Ooh, my email. Just feel free to reach out. Like I said, I've been through this, and having support and just having somebody to talk to can really make the difference. So if you are in a bad place and just really struggling with the loss of your child, please, like I said, email me, comment below, reach out to me, or whoever, just reach out. We want to support each other and love each other. So if you're somebody who is willing to speak to somebody who is grieving and mourning and going through and needs somebody to speak to, you can also comment below and let them know that they can reach out to you and how to reach you, just because we want to make sure that we're loving and supporting each other, especially during this time. Okay? Also, please be aware that grief and mourning can cause serious health conditions, can cause serious depression, serious anxiety, serious PTSD. This is a serious matter. So if you feel like you need help, get help. If you feel like there's somebody around you who needs help, get help. There is no shame in getting help. There is no shame in talking to somebody. There is no shame. And if you know somebody who needs to get help and they have to get help, make sure that you're supporting them. Okay? There is no shame. And just remember, God is always there. And He is always listening. Even when sometimes it seems like He isn't, He is always listening. Okay? Y'all have a blessed and wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Lord willing. Lord willing.